What if the final battle of Outlander changes everything we thought we knew about Jaime Fraser? What if Jaime's fate was never written in stone? And what if the season 8 finale is secretly preparing the biggest connection yet to Blood of My Blood? Episode 10 looks emotional, terrifying, and absolutely unforgettable, because this may truly be the last time we watch Jaime and Claire fight for their future together. But after everything we saw in the trailer, one thing has become very clear. Outlander is not planning a simple ending. The show is preparing one final twist that could completely change the meaning of Jaime's story forever. The trailer begins with a feeling of fear hanging over every single character, and honestly, that alone already tells us how serious this finale is going to become. For so many seasons, Outlander has always balanced romance, war, pain, sacrifice, and mystery together perfectly. But now, it feels like every single storyline is finally colliding at once. The Battle of King's Mountain is almost here, and everyone already knows this battle carries terrible consequences for Jaime Fraser. That is exactly why the tension in this trailer feels so emotional. Nobody is speaking like they believe everything will be okay afterward. Instead, there's this heavy feeling that the characters themselves understand they may be approaching the end of an era. One of the most heartbreaking parts of the trailer is the growing emotional distance between hope and reality. Claire is trying to stay strong, but you can already feel that fear inside her. She has spent years surviving impossible situations beside Jaime. They survived wars, time travel, separation, betrayal, and death itself. But this time feels different. This battle feels like destiny finally catching up to Jaime Fraser. And the reason this feels so terrifying is because the show has spent a long time quietly preparing us for this exact moment. The trailer strongly hints that Jaime already knows something terrible is waiting for him. The way he speaks to his family feels softer. The way he looks at Claire feels more emotional. Even his moments with Brianna feel heavier than usual. It almost feels like Jaime is trying to memorize the people he loves before walking into a battle he may never return from. And honestly, if the finale truly gives us emotional goodbye scenes between Jaime and his family, those moments may become some of the saddest scenes in the entire series. At the same time, the trailer also reminds us how important Brianna's storyline has become. Brianna has always carried both Jaime's courage and Claire's intelligence inside her, but now it feels like she may become the emotional center of the finale itself. There's a very strong possibility that Brianna will begin realizing things about Jaime's fate before anyone else fully understands what is happening. The show has repeatedly hinted that Brianna's connection to history is becoming stronger, especially after everything involving Frank's warnings and the mysterious predictions surrounding Jaime's death. And speaking of Frank, the trailer may secretly be teasing answers connected to one of the biggest mysteries in Outlander history, Jaime's ghost. For years, fans have questioned why Jaime's ghost appeared watching Claire long before their love story officially began. The show has constantly avoided giving us a full explanation. But now, with Jaime once again walking toward what could be his death, the mystery suddenly feels more important than ever before. Because what if Jaime's ghost is connected to moments where Jaime dies, but somehow does not stay dead? That possibility becomes even more interesting when we remember Claire's healing abilities. The trailer gives several quick emotional moments, showing Claire overwhelmed with desperation. And honestly, it feels impossible to ignore what the show has been building toward all season long. The blue light was not introduced for no reason. Claire's growing powers were not explored accidentally. Everything feels connected to one final moment where Claire may be forced to attempt something impossible in order to save Jaime's life. And if that truly happens, the emotional impact could be enormous. Imagine Claire watching Jaime die in her arms after fighting beside him for decades. Imagine Claire refusing to accept that this is truly the end. The grief alone could push her beyond every limit she has ever known. That is exactly why many fans now believe the finale may finally show Claire using the full power of the blue light to bring Jaime back. Not simply heal him, bring him back completely. Honestly, the more you think about it, the more sense this theory makes. Outlander has never been just a romance story. It has always been a story about love surviving beyond time itself. So if the series truly wants to deliver the most emotional ending possible, then Claire saving Jaime from death through love itself would perfectly match the soul of the entire show. But there's another detail in the trailer that feels incredibly important. the repeated focus on fate. Multiple characters speak as if history cannot be changed. We heard similar conversations earlier in the season as well, especially after the revelations involving Richardson. Richardson believed time travel could reshape history completely. Claire disagreed with him because she believed certain events are fixed forever. But what if the finale proves Claire was wrong all along? What if love becomes the one force powerful enough to rewrite destiny? That possibility could completely change everything we know about Outlander's timeline. Because if Claire successfully changes Jamie's fate, then suddenly Jamie's ghost mystery becomes even more complicated. Maybe Jamie originally died at Culloden. Maybe he dies again at King's Mountain. Maybe his ghost exists because pieces of Jamie's soul continue moving through time, searching for Claire across different versions of history. And honestly, that would be one of the most emotional explanations the show could ever give us. The trailer also quietly hints that Roger may play a much bigger role in understanding these mysteries than fans currently expect. Roger has spent years researching history, prophecy, and time travel connections. If strange events begin happening during the finale, Roger may become one of the first people capable of understanding the true danger surrounding Jaime and Claire. And if the story begins connecting directly into Blood of My Blood, Roger's knowledge may become absolutely necessary. Now let's talk about the detail that has fans most excited. Fanny. The trailer doesn't reveal much openly, but after everything teased earlier this season, it feels almost guaranteed that Fanny's connection to the stones will become extremely important in episode 10. The buzzing sound she heard was not random. Outlander never introduces details like that without a major reason. And if Fanny truly discovers she can travel through time, then the finale could suddenly become much bigger than just Jaime and Claire's story. Imagine this. While the Fraser family is distracted by the coming battle, Fanny secretly approaches the stones hoping to find answers about Faith or her family. But because she doesn't fully understand time travel, she accidentally travels somewhere unexpected. And that may become the exact moment where Outlander finally connects directly into Blood of My Blood. What makes this theory even more exciting is the possibility that someone from Blood of My Blood could appear at the stones at the exact same time. Henry or Julia arriving during the finale would completely shock fans while also opening the door for future stories. And honestly, Outlander loves emotional endings that also create new beginnings. So the idea of the finale ending with a massive time travel connection actually feels very possible. But even with all these theories, one thing matters more than anything else: Jaime and Claire. At its heart, this entire finale is still about them. Two people who found each other across centuries and refused to let time separate them. That's why this ending carries so much emotional weight. Fans are not simply watching characters survive another war. They are preparing to possibly say goodbye to one of television's greatest love stories. And honestly, that is exactly why this finale already feels legendary before it has even aired. One of the most powerful things about this finale trailer is how it quietly builds the feeling that every unfinished story is finally coming back together. Nothing in the trailer feels random. Every conversation, every emotional look, and every moment of silence feels like the calm before complete chaos. And honestly, that is exactly why this episode already feels different from every other Outlander finale we have seen before. This does not feel like the ending of a season. It feels like the ending of an entire lifetime. The first major thing we need to talk about is Jaime's state of mind before the Battle of King's Mountain officially begins. Throughout the trailer, Jaime looks calmer than usual, but not in a peaceful way. It almost feels like he has accepted something internally. And that feeling becomes even more emotional when you remember how many times Jaime has escaped death already. Culloden should have killed him. The prison years should have destroyed him. The wars, the injuries, and the sacrifices should have broken him long ago. But every single time, Jaime survived because of one reason: Claire. That is why this finale may push their relationship further emotionally than ever before. Jaime has always been willing to die for Claire, but now we may finally see Claire willing to challenge fate itself to save Jaime. The trailer strongly hints that Claire's emotional journey in this episode will become absolutely devastating. At first, she appears focused on survival and protecting her family. But as the danger grows closer, you can slowly see fear beginning to take control of her. And honestly, Catriona Balfe is probably going to deliver one of the strongest performances of the entire series in this finale. What makes this even more emotional is the possibility that Claire already senses something terrible is coming. Outlander has always connected Claire's instincts to larger mysteries surrounding time and destiny. There have been many moments where Claire seemed emotionally aware of danger before it fully arrived. And now, as Jaime prepares for battle, it feels like Claire may already feel that history is moving toward a tragic moment she cannot stop. But here is where things become incredibly interesting. The trailer also hints that Jaime himself may no longer fully fear death. After everything he has survived, Jaime understands sacrifice better than almost anyone in the series. He has spent years protecting the people he loves, even when it destroyed parts of himself emotionally. So if Jaime truly believes this battle is his final moment, he may willingly accept that fate in order to protect his family one last time. And honestly, that possibility makes the finale even more heartbreaking. Because if Jaime walks into battle believing he will die, then every single moment with Claire suddenly becomes painful to watch. Every quiet conversation becomes emotional, every look between them feels heavier. And Outlander has always been strongest when it focuses on emotional intimacy instead of only action. That is why the quieter moments in this episode may actually become the most unforgettable parts of the finale. At the same time, the trailer seems to suggest that William's storyline is also moving toward a major emotional breakthrough. William has struggled for so long with the truth about Jaime being his father. He spent years angry, confused, and emotionally distant from Jaime. But now, after everything that happened recently, it feels like William is finally beginning to understand the kind of man Jaime truly is. And if Jaime's life is genuinely in danger during the battle, William may finally realize how much Jaime means to him right before it is almost too late. Honestly, one of the saddest possibilities in this finale is that William and Jaime may finally emotionally reconnect only moments before tragedy strikes. Outlander loves emotional timing like this. The show often waits until relationships finally heal before introducing devastating consequences. And if William finally accepts Jaime while Jaime is dying, that moment alone could completely destroy fans emotionally. Another incredibly important detail from the trailer is Lord John Grey. Episode 9 already gave Lord John some of the strongest emotional material of the season, and now it feels like the finale may continue that emotional journey. Lord John has always loved Jaime in his own complicated and painful way. Even when Jaime could never fully return those feelings, Lord John remained loyal to him. And now, with Jaime facing death once again, Lord John may become one of the people most emotionally shattered by what happens during the battle. There is also the possibility that Lord John becomes important in helping Claire after Jaime's injury. If Claire truly attempts to use the blue light to save Jaime, she may need help protecting him while chaos surrounds them. And honestly, seeing Lord John fight beside Claire to save Jaime would perfectly honor the emotional history all three characters share together. Now let's talk more deeply about the blue light theory because the trailer continues heavily teasing it. Earlier seasons slowly introduced the idea that healing abilities connected to time travelers may be far more powerful than anyone realized. At first, these powers seemed mysterious, but limited. However, the closer we get to the finale, the more the series suggests these abilities may actually connect directly to life, death, and the movement of souls through time. The trailer specifically focuses on Claire's desperation during battle moments, and that feels very intentional. Outlander is clearly preparing viewers emotionally for a moment where Claire must make an impossible decision. And honestly, if Claire truly attempts to bring Jaime back from death, it could become one of the most iconic scenes in the entire franchise. Imagine the battlefield finally becoming quiet after chaos and bloodshed. Imagine Claire collapsing beside Jaime, refusing to let him go. Everyone around her believing Jaime is gone forever. And then suddenly, Claire using the blue light with a level of power we have never seen before. Not simply healing wounds, pulling Jaime back from death itself. That kind of scene would perfectly represent everything Outlander stands for emotionally. Love stronger than time, love stronger than history, love stronger than death. But what if saving Jaime comes with consequences? That may become the true twist of the finale, because if Claire changes history by saving Jaime, then the timeline itself could begin changing in dangerous ways. Roger may realize this first. Brianna may notice historical details no longer matching what they once knew. And suddenly, the Fraser family could face a terrifying truth. Saving Jaime may have altered more than one single moment. This possibility becomes even more fascinating when connected to Jaime's ghost mystery. What if Jaime's ghost exists because Jaime was originally supposed to die? What if Claire saving him creates a fracture between timelines? That could explain why Jaime's spirit appears connected to Claire across different periods of time. Not because Jaime fully died permanently, but because part of his fate remained unfinished. Honestly, Outlander has spent years building mysteries connected to destiny, and the finale may finally bring many of those ideas together at once. That is why this episode feels so important. It is not simply ending storylines. It may completely redefine how fans understand the entire series. Now we need to talk about the blood of my blood connection, because the trailer is almost certainly hiding something massive there. The biggest clue remains Fanny. Her connection to the stones feels too important to ignore now. And if she truly time travels during the finale, then the emotional possibilities become endless. Imagine Fanny accidentally arriving in another timeline frightened and alone. Imagine her meeting Henry or Julia without understanding who they are. Or even more emotional, imagine Henry and Julia recognizing connections to Claire immediately after hearing Fanny speak about her. That would create an incredible bridge between both series while still keeping the emotional focus on family. And honestly, Outlander has always been about family across generations. Parents sacrificing for children, children searching for identity, lovers separated by time. So connecting the finale directly into Blood of My Blood through another emotional family storyline would feel completely natural. But the most emotional possibility may actually involve Claire herself. Because if Henry or Julia truly appear in Outlander's timeline, Claire may suddenly come face to face with people connected to her past in ways she never expected. And if that happens during a finale already filled with grief, war, and sacrifice, the emotional impact could become overwhelming in the best possible way. The closer you examine this trailer, the clearer one thing becomes. Outlander is preparing a finale built entirely around emotion, destiny, and impossible choices. And honestly, if the episode delivers even half of what these theories suggest, this may become one of the most unforgettable television finales in years. The closer we get to the finale, the more it feels like Outlander is preparing to break our hearts before giving us one final miracle. And honestly, after everything this series has put its characters through, the emotional weight of this ending feels almost overwhelming already. Because this is no longer just about surviving another battle. This is about whether Jaime and Claire can finally escape the tragic cycle that has followed them for decades. One of the biggest details hidden inside the trailer is the growing idea that history itself may finally begin collapsing around the Fraser family. For years, the characters believed certain events could never change. Claire especially held on to that belief because she understood how dangerous time travel could become if people tried to rewrite history. But now, after everything involving Richardson, the blue light, and Jaime's possible death, it feels like the finale may challenge every single rule the series established before. And honestly, the most emotional part of that possibility is Claire herself. Claire has always been strong, intelligent, and logical. Even during terrifying moments, she usually grounds herself in reason. But this finale may push her beyond reason completely. Because if Jaime dies in front of her, logic will no longer matter. History will no longer matter. The only thing Claire will care about is saving the man she loves. That is why the trailer feels so emotionally dangerous. Every single moment between Jaime and Claire now carries this painful feeling that time is running out. Even their smallest conversations suddenly feel important. The way Jaime looks at Claire in the trailer almost feels like he is trying to hold on to every final second with her. And Claire's expressions feel filled with fear she is desperately trying to hide.